Today we're going to talk about volleys. And something that we really want to tell you is that volleys is not a block shot. It's a regular shot, the same as forehand and backhand, just with a smaller take back. I just want to show you that if you move your racket straight to the contact point and try to block it, the further you are from the net, the less chances there is that you're going to make it over. Like, let's see. If I'm standing very close to the net and I'm pulling my arm right towards the ball, I can still make it over because I'm very close. The ball is higher and it kind of goes down. But if I go further back and I do the same thing, then I can't really hit the ball. You see, it's risky. Sometimes, like if the ball is really high, maybe you'll be lucky and the ball will go over, but that's not the way that you want to play volley. If you stand at the net and you're playing doubles and somebody's hitting really hard at you, then you can block the ball and it can go over the net because the ball has enough pace. Usually, but if the ball comes to you very slow, then you have to hit it. So the way that you have to do it, you have to start a little bit before the contact point. So you start before the contact and you move through the ball. This is the right way to play the volleys. You start before and you move through the ball. Also, because you cannot take such a big backswing, you have to move through the ball by taking a step. So if you're playing a forehand, you take the ball on your right foot and you step with the left. If you're playing a backhand, you start with the left and you step with the right. The same way as on the forehand, you have to move through the ball. The key is that you have to hit the ball. You cannot just block it, especially in singles, because normally when you play singles, you sometimes play the volleys way further away from the net, and that way, if you're blocking them, there's no chance that the ball is going to go over the net or hard for that matter. So we'll dive a little bit more in the technique of the volleys. The ready position is holding your racket a little bit higher than you usually would if you're playing on the baseline. Now on the baseline, it's okay if you hold your racket a little bit down. Here at the net, you try to hold it higher up because you're closer to the net and most likely you're playing the balls in a higher contact point. If the balls go low, you bend your knees. So in order to play a good volley shot, try to lift your racket head a little bit when you're closer to the net. The next thing you do is you turn your shoulders and take your racket slightly back. As I said, you have to start the movement before the contact point. So at the moment of the contact point, your racket moves through the ball. So let's see. That way you can play harder volleys and actually finish them off when you come to the net. Because the goal is to win the point when you come to the net. You don't want to just block the ball and leave it up to your opponent. So now to the next step. Make sure that if you're playing a forehand volley, that you're putting your right foot as a balance foot, so you find it here, and as you start hitting, you take a step. So you take a cross step as you hit. Now watch my feet. So I find my foot and I take a step as I hit into the ball. It is very important not to step before I start moving. So for example, if I don't find my feet and I step with this, the volley will not be as good. I might still get it in, but it's more likely that I can miss it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and we'll see you guys soon.